Good morning, my lovely students. I'm again with you. My name is Zaripova Shakerjan, and I'm an English language teacher of Urgench State University. Our subject is Integrated Study Skills, and today we will talk about deductive and inductive methods of learning and teaching languages. If you are ready, we will continue. So, as you see, now I want to give a definition to inductive method of learning and teaching languages. So as you see here, the deductive learning includes in itself the directions of a teacher. At first, it's referred to a direct instruction by your teacher. So as you see, in the deductive methods, it's about like testing an existing theory. It's about a deductive method. So as you know, the deductive methods included in most cases theory. So inductive methods is about practice. So the main hero in inductive methods, student. In deductive methods, it's teacher. So let me read it. As I mentioned above, the teacher tells or shows directly what he or she wants to teach. This is also referred to as direct instruction. Okay, let me give you an example. So as you know, so for example, imagine that your teacher entered the room and she started to explain the theme. So for example, she wrote a topic which is called like environment, and she tries to explain you the topic. So in the inductive method, teacher will not tell you a theme. She tries to give you a little bit like hints to find out the topics, your today's topics. So in this case, so you understand the differences between inductive and deductive methods. So later we will continue. Let's go on. So as you see, according to the Bob Adamson, is like deductive method was created several times, and as a result it was found that it teaches grammar in an isolated way. So in an isolated way, it means like only writing on the blackboard. Yeah? So for example, grammar. So what includes the grammar? Okay, let me take a part of a grammar like noun. So for example, in the deductive methods, your teacher writes grammar at the center of the blackboard, and she tries to explain what's noun. Noun is divided into several parts and so on. It's, as you say, it will go on in an isolated way. There will not be any interactive activities or something. So in the second part, like little attention is paid to meaning. So as you see, your teacher also it's only responsible for grammar and for theory, not the meaning. So in the third part, like practice is often mechanical. So the important thing in deductive methods, it's not practice, it's theory. So in the third part, in the C1, you can see it. Let's continue. So inductive method. Inductive methods, it's so as you see, like it's reasoning moves like from specific observations to broad like horizons, and deductive reasoning the other way around. So as you see, both approaches are used in various types of researches, and it's not like uncommon to combine them in one large study. So as you know, like when there is a little to no existing literature on a topic, like it's common to perform inductive research because there is no theory to test. So in this case, we can use inductive method. And inductive method consists of three stages. Three steps. At first, you will observe it, and the part is called observation. Then you will observe a pattern. Then you will develop a theory. So as you see, theory is in the end. So of course we will have limitations of an inductive approach. So as you see here, here is given an instruction. Let me read it. So instead of explaining a given concept and following this explanation with examples, the teacher presents students with many examples showing how the concept is used. So as you see, your teacher provides you with many kinds of examples, with real life examples, I mean. So it is called inductive methods. Then we will continue. Let's try to answer the question. How can a teacher decide which method is the best choice for a given topic? So how personalized should the learning be? Okay, at first let me answer the first question. So how teacher should choose method for every student. So as you know, not all students are the same. That's why teacher sometimes, okay, not sometimes, all the times has to choose many kind of styles, methods, teaching approach, so we can say to every single student, because they are not the same, as I mentioned. So teacher should know the individual methods for teaching all her or his students. So in this case, the learning and teaching process will be successful. So I think so. So students will usually be more involved in the learning experience and tend to participate more actively when an inductive approach is used. So how do you think why it's in the inductive approach students used to not used to they are more active than in deductive learning? Because in the inductive learning they can play many kind of activities, so they can act, they can use real life examples, I mean their examples. So in the inductive method, the student is center of the classroom. That's why, so as you know, the students all the time want to be at the center of the classroom. That's why they prefer, in most cases, the second type of approach. Okay, let's continue. So we will continue the questions. So as you see, at first I will read the questions, then I will continue by giving answers. Okay? So should learning experiences be predictable? So it depends on the method or on the approach of teaching. So if it's deductive learning, it should be predictable, and it's more predictable than the inductive learning. So if it's inductive learning, it shouldn't be any kind of predicts. You should predict it. I mean, not teacher gives you the exact topic. You should predict it, yeah? Okay, let me read it and then I will explain you. The deductive approach is more predictable. Yeah, I mentioned about it, because the teacher selects the information and the sequence of presentation. Yeah, as you see, even your teacher shows you a topic, your today's topic, you will guess it, yeah? You will predict it, what you are going to do at the next step. And at first, at the beginning of the deductive methods, your teacher will have lesson plan, and at the beginning of the lesson she tells you, so for example, my dear students, today we will have the same environment, and after that we will do this, and after that this, and so on. That's why it should be predictable. Second question, what depth of understanding and rate of retention is desired? So as you see, students tend to understand and remember more when learning occurs inductively. It's again because of activities, I mean because of classroom activities and because of many exercises, many practice. That's why they understand and remember it. In deductive method, honestly speaking, when I was a student, I didn't like the deductive method, because that time I felt myself as a so how can I say, as an empty empty brain. It's, oh my god, why I cannot understand anything. So it was the deductive method. Okay, let's continue. Again, the questions. Okay, how much time is available to teach the material. So in the deductive method, it's kind of, this process will be faster than inductive method, because as you know, it only provides data in deductive approach in comparison to inductive method, and it can be an efficient way like to teach large numbers of facts and concrete concepts. So honestly speaking, I don't agree with this statement. I can say that I don't agree. So because when students get a large number of facts or information, they cannot remember all the things like at the same time, like how can I say, quickly, and they cannot like provide their brain with knowledge. Okay, let's tell it with knowledge. Okay, so here deductive method versus inductive one. So I will read one by one like statement from deductive method and another from inductive. So in the first statement it's written like it doesn't give any new knowledge, deductive method, because everything is given. So for example, imagine that you want to read about the Pushkin and you cannot like do any research step, because everything like is known, everything is given about Pushkin, so you cannot do something new. In the inductive method, it gives new knowledge. So for example, imagine that after your teacher's explanation about the sim environment, so the sim environment was taken as an example, that's why I'm using like environment all the times. So in the inductive method, like after getting knowledge on the sim environment, you will, so for example, you will do exercise, and after doing this exercise you can get something new for you. Yeah, you can create something new for yourselves. So second one, it's a method of verification. You will verify in the deductive method. So it's a method of discovery. As I mentioned, you will discover in this method. So child gets ready-made information and makes use of it. So as I mentioned, your learners, students, I mean, they get information and they at first they get information, they understand it, and they like present it. Yeah, not like anything new here. They only take like ready-made information and present it. So in the inductive method, like child acquires first-hand knowledge and information by actual observation. So in the inductive part of teaching and learning languages, child like tries to do something by himself or herself. So he will observe something. Yeah. Okay, then let's continue. So about the other approach. So next time we will continue with blended learning. Then we will continue with reflective teaching. And so on. Okay, let me tell you one thing again about like inductive and deductive approach. So it's a quick process. In the deductive learning, it's a quick process because of ready-made information. So as you know, because if you have like something ready, you can do it quickly. Yeah. So in the inductive method, you can do it from the very, very first step. You will do it by yourself. That's why it requires much time, and the process will be a little bit slow than the deductive method. So it encourages dependence on other sources. So it's about deductive. So what about the inductive? It trains the mind and gives self-confidence and initiative. So as you know, it was the theme of our today's this information was about our today's topic, deductive and inductive methods of teaching. I'm very grateful that thank you for being with me, and next time I will wait for you. Goodbye.